Welcome back to another episode of the Zeus Podcast. I'm your host, Zeus the Prophet, and not even the force of Mother Nature can stop it, but I can. This is a platform where we speak truth, real growth, and real conversations, proudly presented and sponsored by iQuality Online, a digital platform focused on personal growth, financial awareness, and real-world success strategies. This is a space where we can give people their flowers while they can still smell them, and where we go beyond titles and surface level access to understand the real thinking behind the people building real impact in this world. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, Father, thank you for this moment, this conversation, and this connection. Bless this discussion. Bless Czarina. Bless everyone listening. Let this conversation bring clarity, growth, healing, and inspiration to those who need it the most. In Jesus' name, amen. Today's episode, fam, is a special one because we are stepping into the journey of a true independent artist who has built her career through resilience, authenticity, and pure creative energy. We are talking about Czarina, an independent singer-songwriter.
Hi.
Czarina, welcome to the Zeus Podcast. I'm honored to have you. How are you, sis?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
How was your day?
It's been good. I started off going to the gym this morning and just driving around and doing stuff. And so I've been in the studio. I've prepared myself. I've been here for an hour actually in the studio singing and just getting used to my little space before seeing you. So yeah,
Wonderful,
I'm all good.
wonderful. Well, thank you for joining us. Take us back to the very beginning, Czarina. Where were you born and what did your early world look like?
Sure. I was born in the Philippines. I
Mhm.
moved to Australia with my parents as a baby. So I turned 1 here and I grew up in Melbourne, Australia. I went to school here and yeah, I guess that's how I started. I'm an only child as well. I've got no siblings.
Okay.
I've got some great friends but yeah, music wise, I guess being Filipino, as many people might know, they just love music. So I was always surrounded by music.
Right.
We've at parties, we've always got like karaoke and all that. So my mom, when she was alive, she was just such a beautiful singer actually. So she really got me my earliest sort of memory of performing was I was about 5 years old. I think I was at a christening and I sang Tomorrow from Annie. So
Yeah, I know the
little
one.
child.
I know the
Yeah,
one.
and my mom was holding the microphone for me. So that's how I remember my very first sort of
Wow.
performance in front of people.
Wow.
But yeah, I guess music's just always been part of my life throughout. I was also very shy though. So like in primary school, probably
Yeah.
not so much, but in high school, I started joining choirs and bands and stuff within whatever was musical in the school. And then my music teacher, she was the one that sort of said, you would be great as a soloist. So like she always gave me
Right.
solo parts in the choir. And then I felt a bit more comfortable performing on my own as well. Like I sang at a lot of Filipino community events and that was always good. But I really started getting into it a lot more after high school. I started building a network of like producers and dancers and rappers and other artists. And I used to perform in nightclubs once I was like, I don't know, 19 or something like that. And it was heaps of fun.
Wow.
I'd have like dancers behind me. And one of
Wow.
my favorite artists was Janet Jackson. So I had like a radio headset microphone, did the whole tried to dance and stuff. Like I can move, but I'm not I'm not a
Nice.
dancer. I'm not a dancer. So I always,
That's all
you
right.
know, but it was fun and like the choreographers always knew like just to give me the one move that I could do together with with the dancers. So that was always heaps of fun. But yeah, I
That's
guess
beautiful.
that's sort of my journey with music.
So when you think about your early childhood, Czarina, what emotions stand out the most?
Early childhood. Look, I was always I was a happy kid, but I was also, I guess, being an only child, I did find it difficult sometimes to relate to other kids. So I think I was closer to older older kids or adults. Like, I was just a bit more
Mm.
in tune that way. Uh, and then I guess, I started developing all my friendships and whatnot throughout school and stuff. But like, yeah,
Mm.
I guess I remember it being quite happy. Like my parents loved me. There was always support there. I've got, we had great
Beautiful.
family friends and yeah, very lucky.
So, what did home sound like growing up in a Filipino household?
Well, because we were here in Australia, one thing actually that my parents probably should have done was teach me Tagalog, which is the dialect, the Filipino dialect that we speak. But like the thing is, I can understand it because they spoke it, but I can't actually
Mm.
speak it, which is really
Mm.
really funny. Like whenever I can understand when people are speaking in Tagalog near me, but yeah, I can't actually speak it very well at all. I can try and string a sentence together, but it's very funny. Yeah, food's always really good, very hearty meals, and I guess music always around. Like we've got when we have family and friends over, we've got karaoke. I was part of a family band as well. Like I used to, so my
Mm.
mom, my uncle, my boyfriend at the time, he used to play the drums, and like I sang, and we would perform at different events. So that was when I was a teenager already. But yeah, it's just always been around. I guess music's just been part of my
So,
life.
speaking of Filipino food, what's your favorite Filipino meal?
So I like adobo. I also like
Adobo?
sinigang, which is like a tamarind.
Please
Yeah,
describe
yes.
that to me.
It's like a sweet and sour soup kind of thing, and it's got
Mm.
like vegetables, and you can have it with like meat, different types of meat, depends on who's cooking it.
Yum.
Yeah, it's really
Yum.
delicious. Yeah.
So, who in your family carried the strongest musical spirit?
Definitely my
Would that be
mom.
your mom?
Yeah. So she was always my biggest supporter. Like when I used to
Mm.
perform in nightclubs, and she's obviously older, right? But she'd come to the nightclub,
Mm.
she'd be standing out there like with her drink in her hand. Like she was the best. She was, and she always supported me musically and gave me advice on things. She was a singer as well. She used to sing in different
Oh,
events when she
wow.
was younger. So a lot of our friends or her friends knew that she sang, so I sang, and then it was just a thing. But like she wasn't into songwriting or anything, not like myself, but like she was always
Mm.
very really supportive. I miss her so much. She definitely inspired a lot of my. I had a whole album inspired about her because
Mm.
she sadly passed away from cancer a number of years ago. So she's just
God rest her
yeah.
soul.
Yeah, thank you. She's beautiful.
So, what values were non-negotiable in your upbringing?
Values. Well, I guess, there was always being kind to others. I guess my parents were never really strict as such. Like I was just thinking
Mm.
a lot of families could have been, but they weren't they I guess they just wanted me to be a nice person, like care for people and be happy. Like that was actually more of
Mm.
the way that I was brought up. Like they just wanted the best for me all the time, and they were
Of
just
course.
they'd help me all the time. So I guess it was I think it's more happiness. Like they just really wanted me to be happy in any situation, which is good, but also hard as well, because obviously if you come
Absolutely.
across something that doesn't make you happy, I almost didn't know how to deal with it. But at the same time, by having that strength of them being around, and when I did go through certain things, their strength and support always guided me and helped me through it.
Did you ever feel caught between Filipino culture and Australian culture?
Not so much, because as I grew up here, I had a lot of mixed nationalities, friends and family friends, all mixed nationalities. So it was actually a really
Right.
fun time, I guess, to really just see the different types of cultures. But also, I didn't really feel like it was different. Like I was different, I guess, because like as in like I didn't not feel Australian, if that makes sense. So like
It does make sense.
yeah,
Mm.
so I guess maybe because I grew up here, there wasn't too much of a difference. But
Mm.
yeah, I can see like if I was living in the Philippines for a lot longer maybe, and then having a different culture shock sort of thing, and vice versa, going back to the Philippines, I would have felt very different.
So have you been back there?
I did go back a few times when I was younger, so in my teens, but I haven't actually been back for a long time. And I really want to. And I was supposed to go there last year. So last year I was competed in a beauty pageant here. Who does a beauty pageant? I did a beauty pageant, and like,
Yeah, that's good.
really random. But like, I was supposed to go and compete again in the Philippines, but it was around the time that there was a typhoon there, sadly. So
Mm,
the timing of it just didn't, it got cancelled and I wasn't able to go. So yeah, I was really looking forward to seeing my cousins and family that are
mm,
still over there. But yeah, I haven't been back for quite a long time.
wow. So, well,
Yeah.
what part of your upbringing still shows up in your everyday life?
Um, I guess, just the warmth, or I guess it sort of trickles down to those around me, my family. I've got kids, so like, they're also quite resilient
Wow.
and kind and that, and strong and that sort of thing. They're not as musical. They have a natural sense of music.
That's okay.
Yeah,
Everyone's different,
mm,
every kid's. I mean, I've got two kids myself, a girl
yes,
and a boy. My
same.
daughter's
Girl,
10,
boy. Yep.
my daughter's 10 going on 20, and
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
son's 8 going on 18,
Love
you
that.
know, and they're very musically minded. I don't know. I think just they help me write my music. They
Yeah.
support me in everything I do. They give me
Love that.
ideas, inspiration. So let me ask
Yeah.
you, well, when did music stop becoming something you enjoyed and start feeling like something you were called to do?
Ooh, that's a good one. You know what? Yeah, that's a really great question. I think it has always been a calling. I think it's always been. I think I thought that it was just something on the side and stuff, but like
Mm,
once I started doing something with it, I
mm,
just realized I couldn't stop it. Like I couldn't stop doing it. Even
mm,
just a part of it at least, like whether I'm singing somewhere or performing something or writing something or recording or
right.
writing for other people. Like there was a time where I actually thought I had to stop. Like I stopped for a moment and then I was like, nah, I still need to keep doing this. Like, cause like music can be forever. Like it
Right.
doesn't matter how old you are, whatever, what you're doing
Mm,
in life. Like it can always just be part of who you are. I guess looking back, it was probably then when I said to myself, oh no, you got to you just keep doing it. Just live with it. Live. It's part of you. It's always been a calling.
So how much did the Filipino karaoke culture influence your performance style?
Ooh, yes. Okay, so Filipinos really love to sing and they love to perform, and they're all got
Right.
amazing voices, and I've always had this thing because so many different singers and different styles, right? And there
Mm,
are powerhouse singers, which I am not. And I know I'm not. So I know what my style is. It's very, sweet and sultry and that sort of thing. But so my mom was all about the vocals. My dad was all about the showmanship. So he's always like, you know,
yes, yes.
show like, yeah, sing your heart out, perform, and actually don't just stand there and sing. Like actually do something about it. So I
Mm,
guess they sort of encouraged me to move around a little bit. So it made a little difference for who I was as a performer. Stood out for me anyway. So like, I couldn't stand there
mm,
and sing like a massive Whitney Houston song, for example, but I could come
right.
out and have a little dance and get people up and you know what I mean? Like so work with your strengths.
Absolutely. So do you remember the first time you felt nervous performing?
I always have a little bit of nerves, to be honest, but like I had this whole
Mm.
thought of change your nerves to excitement because it's the
Mhm.
same kind of feeling in your gut. So it's like that was always how I went on with things. Even this conversation here that we're having today, like it's like I'm nervous, but like I'm like, no, I'm excited. It's great. Like it's a good
Yeah,
connection.
of
So
course.
yeah, yeah,
Well, you've probably seen my previous episodes or a few snippets or shorts. It's
yes,
more of a relaxed conversation. A person trying to give an artist their flowers.
that's
It's
very
sort of
kind
like
of
why
you.
you can still smell them. Like why do we have to wait until after we go on to give people their flowers? Well, I know I've followed your journey for a while now, and I know how
Yeah.
how much work, how much dedication, how much pressure there's involved. And like I wanted to give my appreciation. This is my way to do it, you know?
You're so
So
kind. You're such a kind soul. You can feel it
thank you.
when we met
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah, when I met you, I was like, oh, he's such a sweet guy. And then you sharing this podcast, and I have been listening to all watching the previous episodes. I can see that in you. It was really lovely. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So when did you start writing your own songs instead of singing others?
Sure. So I used to love writing poetry. I'd always have like a diary or like a book next to me. Sometimes I'd wake up in the middle of the night and write something. And then in high school, we entered like a battle of the bands sort of thing. And you had
Nice.
to enter original songs. At the time, I was like, I didn't really know what that was all about. But like, I said I could try and write one. So like, we were
Yeah.
young, and it wasn't really like a thing for us. But like, it was a fun project to do. And I wrote my very first song, I think, doing that. I
Beautiful.
don't think it was. I don't even remember what it was about. But like, it was an experience, right? And then I guess after school, I was introduced to producers that sort of encouraged me to write lyrics. So then we ended up co-writing. So then I learned the process or some process that way. But I mean, everyone works so differently. And I also developed my own way of writing over the years. And yeah, but that was,
Interesting.
I guess, where I was introduced to it. And then I guess always been interested in it by listening to songs that were popular, on radio. And I guess, another thing is like, but I mean, I'm not a rapper, but I love the writing behind it, the lyrics, and just I'm very intrigued by how that, because the flow is very different.
I can't wait for you to hear my tracks then.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. Yeah,
You
so
know, like
keen.
definitely I'll send you the links
Yeah,
and
for
stuff.
sure.
Yeah, so I take my time when I write. It's very
Love that.
intricate. I don't talk
Love
about
it.
surface level things. You know, I talk about deep spiritual things that are
Yeah,
affecting the world and society as a whole.
of
But in
course.
regards to songwriting, what was songwriting to you? Was it an escape? Was it therapy? Was it an expression?
Yeah, all of that. Definitely. It's always been therapeutic for me. I found that when I write, it's because I'm either going through something or that I have something to tell or something to say. So definitely therapeutic. Like just as an example, writing for when my mom had passed away, I wrote a lot. Well, I stopped writing for a while because like I was obviously quite numb. But then once I
Of
got
course.
through to a certain stage, I was like, I just had to write, and I felt better from that. And and beautiful songs came from that experience. But there are also other times where I have to write for something. Like, I would actually sit there and work on something that I've got like a theme that I have to write for. So yeah, so it just depends, I guess, on the situation. But
Right.
when I'm feeling it, when the inspiration hits, I write. Like I try, and like sometimes sometimes if I'm like driving, this is the bad one. But like if I'm driving and I think of like a melody or I think of like I don't know, of a lyric, I'd be like saying it over and over and over and over and over so that I can, and then I just pull over and just like quickly record something.
Yeah, no, exactly the same way, you know. What was the first song you ever
100%.
wrote? Do you remember that?
Oh, I wish I did. I feel like I've written so many songs now.
Right.
Yeah, this is hard. I remember I used to write hooks. So like just hooks for like rappers. If someone, I think that was the first time that I really started writing things. They would send me their song and I'd write a hook to it. I remember doing that online, but I don't remember what that was. And then I
Right.
remember when I started singing in nightclubs, I had a few songs that I worked with producers. So they were co-writes. But then there was an album that I was trying to release, that I did release with another producer, and all those songs I wrote, it was collaborative because he's the producer, so like, but then I might come to him and say, oh, I've written this song or this style of song, because like I also started writing on the piano because I could play chords. Yeah, it's a very mixed, like there were so many songs, so that's why I feel like, I've even done like a children's album later, like a little later on. So it's like there's so many things online, it's ridiculous. Like, it's crazy.
Did you ever feel pressure to choose a safer career path?
Yes and no. Like I feel like I've always done a bit of both. Not to say that I wasn't focused on it, but it
Mm.
was like, yeah, you definitely need to have something that pays the bills, right? I've always felt that, I guess, the upbringing as well, like it was just a thing, and like, but they never stopped me from chasing those dreams or doing those things, and I
So
figured,
you always had that ambition.
yeah, so I've always done it, and but there's so many hours in the day. You could actually do quite a lot, even though,
Absolutely.
even if you do have a full-time job, or there's weekends like today, so we can catch up and do a podcast. Like,
So at what point did you decide you weren't going to wait for validation?
okay, so I remember it's the people that I worked with. So I mean, worked
Mm.
with in music. So there's
Mhm.
a couple of things. Being a female, like there's one producer, I remember him telling me, "Oh, you need to be a bit more sexy. Sex sells. You need to
Mm.
do that." And I said, "No, thank you. I'd like to be
Mm.
my own style of
Right.
performer." There's a bit of cheekiness there, or whatever, and I can be naturally whatever I am. But the thing is, I didn't want to portray that, and I never, even up till now, I haven't done
Mm.
anything out of the ordinary for that. So that was one encounter where I was like, no, I don't need that type of validation. And then the second one was another. So I had a manager for a short period of time. He was interesting. Like, I guess at the time I was like more oh my gosh, I have a manager now. This would be very interesting. What can we
Mm.
do with this? And he was just
Mm.
I guess a bit more of a shark than anything. Like, I didn't
Mm.
feel I should have seen all the red
Mm.
flags, but I guess I was just very naive, and like, and we went overseas, and he just went and did his own thing, and I was like, okay. So I went and saw family and just made the most out of it. And I just came home and I just thought, you know what? I'm just gonna do this my way and just do it anyway. Like, I will
Right.
always just do it that way. Since then, I was always saying I'm an independent artist. I will always release
Mm.
my music regardless of whether people like it or not. Like, I mean, I feel like someone will listen. Someone will listen. It will resonate with somebody. And like, over the years, I just did it anyway. I just did it anyway. So, but then I was very blessed and lucky. There was a song that
Mm.
I wrote 13 years ago, let's say, and I released it online. It was on SoundCloud, everything, all the streaming services. But
Mhm.
during lockdown, this song went nuts, like full viral in Asia.
Mm.
And the song is called "I Miss You."
Mm.
Obviously, everybody missed somebody, right? Especially during lockdown and COVID, it was very full on. So, like, this particular song, if you search it up, you'll fall into a rabbit hole of your mind will be blown. Like, it's just, yeah, literally. I was in shock because, like, I'd never experienced that type of thing with my music before. Like,
Mm.
I always say my song "I Miss You" is much more famous than I am. Like, I mean, it's insane how crazy this song has reached so many people around the world. I'm so blessed and so lucky. Yeah.
So what does being a Filipino woman in Australia mean to you today?
Well, I've always been proud of having been born in the Philippines. I think Filipinos are beautiful people. They're caring and talented. Like, it's very, I'm proud to be from the Philippines, but Australian as well. And, Filipino-Australian. Nowadays, actually quite interesting how social media has shown the Filipino culture and Filipinos in
Mm.
general. It's just blown up. It's like a trend to be to be Filipino. It's really weird, but like it's so
Filipino people are
Filipino.
some of the best people in the world. You know, I have a lot
It's
of
just
Filipino
gorgeous.
homeboys, homegirls as well.
Totally.
And
And
they're
like,
very,
even
very family orientated too, I must say.
yeah, very family oriented, but also like, like even in work, like customer service, they're just
Mm.
next level. Like, they make an effort. I feel like
Absolutely.
it's just in general. So it does make me
Exactly. They
proud to be
go
that.
above and beyond the
Above and
call of
beyond.
duty, you
Yes,
know?
exactly right. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. And the food is magnificent,
Yeah. Yes.
you know?
Yes. Food is good. Food is really good.
So did you ever feel the need to downplay your heritage in this spaces?
No, I felt that it was something that actually enhanced who I was. Like if I was in an event, let's just say, and if I'm the only one that looks like how I look, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
well, that's me. Like, you just gotta deal with it. So it's like, so I had never really felt, but I guess the only real thing about downplaying though, in my nature, because me,
Mm-hmm.
how I mentioned, I was naturally quite shy, which I still
Right.
am in number of ways. I tend to downplay myself. So something like this, by me talking about myself,
Mm.
um, has been it's almost been like a learnt thing for me. So like I've had to push myself to really be able to um promote myself in that way. So it's
Mm.
like because I'm naturally shy and downplay myself. So
Absolutely.
it's an interesting kind of mix because like I obviously love to perform and love to be out there, but then I'm like this little
Mm.
shy. I was like this little shy girl. I'm like, you know, I'm like,
Of
yeah,
course. I mean, yeah, especially before jumping on stage, like all artists go through this, like you
totally.
can't help but feel the butterflies. Speaking of butterflies,
Butterflies.
that's, you know what I mean?
Yes, the butterflies.
Kaleidoscope,
Yeah,
you know?
kaleidoscope. Yeah, definitely.
Well, talk to us about Kaleidoscope.
Yeah, for
Tell us
sure.
what's happening. Let us know who's involved. I mean, I've
100%.
interviewed nearly everyone in Kaleidoscope, so I can't wait to make that a full circle of beautiful individuals who are representing, not just women, but International Women's Day.
Definitely.
And I'm very proud of that I've got the opportunity to do that because I was raised by a single mom myself. So talk to us about Kaleidoscope.
Sure. Thank you, firstly, for being so supportive of this event and the girls that are involved
Of
in this.
course.
So the women, I really appreciate that.
Of course.
So basically, I wrote a song called Butterfly, which I released last year, and obviously, it's about inner strength, transformation, and going through the struggles and
Yeah.
coming out flying, right? But just like a butterfly, I decided I wanted the song to evolve. And I guess I did two things. I released an EP. I've released an EP. So part one was called Metamorphosis, which was
Hmm.
remix album of the
Yeah.
song. Sorry, so different producers produced in their own styles. And that's out already. But the next one is called Kaleidoscope. Because a group of butterflies is called a kaleidoscope. In my head, I'm like,
Exactly.
okay, I'm gonna ask some other butterflies. So female independent
Mhm.
artists to be part of this project. And I have one girl, Coco, who is based in Hong Kong. I've got Mez, who's based in Queensland. And then I have the three lovely ladies who are joining me at the Kaleidoscope event. So we've got Yolani, Ima, and Tawi.
Mhm.
So they are all on this EP Kaleidoscope, and they've got their own individual version of where they feature on the song Butterfly, bringing all the butterflies together. And I guess it evolved again, and it's celebrating the release of Kaleidoscope, but also International Women's Day, which you've mentioned. Also raising funds for Cancer Council, which, as I mentioned, is very close to my heart because of my beautiful mom. And
Mhm.
then female-led small businesses as well they're getting involved. We've got like a tattooist, and then
Yeah.
we've got like a girl doing dancing, line dancing, and lots of other little things. And we've been very lucky to have some donations as well for like the gift hampers and stuff.
Beautiful.
But yeah, we're each performing. So because we're all independent artists and we're all performing our original music.
Mhm.
And so that's been very exciting, just getting the girls together. And I guess I chose these
Mhm.
women, these independent artists, because of their music, but also I've learned their like their transformations as well, their life. Like
Mhm.
I've had a chat with each of them. Like it's just very it's very beautiful to experience this project. It's actually very fulfilling. I've never done anything quite this collaborative. Like I've worked with lots of different people, but like to bring people together, and especially women like this who are creative and so caring as well. Like
Absolutely.
there's just something about each of them, especially the girls that are performing on Kaleidoscope. We've just developed like this supportive network of butterflies. Like, you know, we did rehearsal not too long ago just to sort of get together and like talk about the event, and like, you know, we're singing together. I mean, I've not done something like this as such. Like I've sang with other people, but like this is a really cool experience. It's, you know,
Absolutely.
the other cool thing is as well, these different versions of Butterfly where these artists have written their own verses. Like this is just something else, because like, I mean, obviously the song, what the song means to me, like the personal growth, the inner strength, that sort of stuff, to see it written back with their like what they are interpreting from the song, it's just it's so, I don't know, like it gives you strength as well. Like we're just bouncing off each other's strength. It's just incredible. Like I love these versions of the song.
It's almost like Captain Planet, you know, like everyone's got an individual type of
Yes,
heart and feel to it. And
yes,
when they come in, it's like you become like an
we are
unstoppable
one.
power. You are one,
Yes,
you know, like earth,
exactly.
wind, fire, you
Fire
know, like,
and then heart.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
then, of course, yeah.
No,
So no, I
it's a
appreciate you saying that,
beautiful,
you know.
yeah, it's a
Can you
beautiful one.
let the audience know, let the people watching know where it is? It's on the 8th
Of
of March, by
course.
the way.
We're holding it at Artful Yoga Gallery in St. Kilda from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. And yeah, please come and support us.
I'll be there, by the way. So
Amazing, yes.
for all you watching and listening, you know, it's going to be great events for a great cause, beautiful human beings, wonderful talents. It should not be missed, you know. I've already got my tickets.
I saw that. Thank you.
So now I want to ask you, do you think Filipino artists carry a specific emotional depth in their music?
Yes, I do. That's a tough question. I think you know, everybody has a, regardless of whether they're Filipino or not, I think they've got different depths because of their experiences or what who they're surrounded by. But even just
For sure.
yeah, their musical experiences as well, like who they work with. There's always different levels of depth, I think, in songs, in different artists, and yeah, not necessarily just because they're Filipino. I actually wrote it when my grandfather passed away. So, you know, it was very much about like just missing someone, whether they've, you know, and in this case, for me, it was someone who passed away. But a lot of people have interpreted it in, you know, missing a partner, missing someone that's broken up with them, or, you know, not just those that have passed away or that they're missing. So it was really, yeah, it's just the way I write, I think is quite broad.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a beautiful answer. And it's like you as a human being, you as a spiritual person. Are you spiritual, by the way?
Quite spiritual. I always feel like there's angels. Well, my mom especially being my angel watching over me.
Yeah,
Yeah, I wouldn't
yeah.
say I grew up like I was baptized Catholic, went to Catholic schools. I'm not necessarily very religious, but I think I am definitely spiritual. So I love, like, I know that there's magic and powers that be looking out for us.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. You know, my
Yeah.
father passed away when I was very young, 2 years old. So I
Oh,
feel as though he's guiding me. You know, I'm
100%.
continuing his legacy with being a revolutionary hip hop artist, being a
Love
free
that.
thinker, an original thinker. You
Love
know,
it.
so I think yeah. Sometimes I feel his presence. You know, and that's no word of a lie. You know, and I think he's helping me stay on the right course, and especially when it comes to my kids as well, and how I do things. And
For sure.
I think that definitely it's more of a spiritual aspect than anything else. I am religious somewhat, but I'm more spiritual than anything else, you know?
Totally, totally. And
I feel
I
you on that
love your
one,
name.
sis.
Like, I just love Zeus. Zeus, well, I mean, Zeus is your obviously Zeus the prophet is obviously your stage name, but like I just love it. It's like, yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, Yeah, not that I can do miracles and turn water into wine, but I can definitely
Yeah,
make you smile, you
that's
know?
it. Smile. Smile though your heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking.
This was episode 10 of the Zeus podcast with the incredibly talented Czarina. What a powerful conversation, sis. From her musical origins to her creative discipline, from culture to confidence, from artistry to identity. This was more than just an interview. It was a masterclass in presence. Czarina represents what happens when talent meets intention, when culture meets courage, when a woman decides to earn her voice and not shrink for anyone. And that's what we celebrate here. Not just success, but substance. Not just sound, but soul. To everyone watching and listening, make sure you support her work, stream her music, follow her journey, and show love the right way. We give people their flowers while they can still smell them. Proudly presented and sponsored by iQuality Online, a platform focused on personal growth, financial awareness, real world empowerment. I'm your host, Zeus the Prophet, in the name of the Father, of the Son, of the Holy Spirit. Amen. God bless you, sis. It was a pleasure talking to you.